Hi all, I'm back with another Bruce Springsteen guitar lesson. I had a request for Kitty's Back, which is the third song off of Bruce's 1974 album The Wild, the Innocent, and the E Street Shuffle. So thank you for the request for this one. It was really cool. I'm glad I was able to figure it out. Now I'm able to teach it to you guys. The request specifically was for the intro solo, so I will go over that. And how I'm going to structure this lesson is a little bit differently than some of my other lessons in terms of I will be going over the entire song, but I'm going to kind of leave you to sort of figure out the guitar solo and organ solo middle section on your own because it's so loose and improvised that, and especially on the live versions of the song, I'll let you kind of run with that one and have some fun with it. So what I'm going to do is focus primarily on the lead guitar parts of the song, and I'll show you kind of the main phrases and the sort of little boxes of the A minor pentatonic scale that Bruce is using throughout to solo over. So let me play through the intro solo, and I'll, again, like I just said, go through the specific areas on the fretboard you want to be focusing on for this song, because really you're working in A minor pentatonic in these little tiny boxes of it, and you're pretty much there for the guitar solo, in the intro of this song, and even the licks that take you through the bridge. So my point is, if you know one lick in one spot on the neck, and you can carry it up, you can figure out a lot of the phrases of this song. So here we go. Just a quick note about the sound and things like that. Springsteen obviously used his Telecaster, certainly live, but I'm assuming also on the Wild and the Innocent album. And he's switching to the bridge pickup here. I'm using my Strat, obviously, but I can get pretty close to the tone I'm using a Fulltone OCD pedal through my Fender Blues Junior, just to give me a little bit of drive and a little bit of boost. But to be honest, if you're using an overdrive pedal and or even getting some gain on your amp, and if you have a Telecaster, you can get pretty close to Springsteen's sound. So anyways, let's jump in. Let me play the intro solo, and then I'll go through the rhythm parts and the chords, and we'll talk about the main structure of the song. But I really want to focus on this intro solo. So here we go. I played a little bit slower than the speed on the album. Sorry that wasn't totally clean. That was about 95% accurate of what you'll hear on the album. But you get the idea. So I'll let you rewind and rewatch what I just played. But that is the intro solo that Bruce plays for the first minute or so of Kitty's Back on the album version. We're starting here. I'll briefly go over some of the ideas and concepts within it. You're starting here at the 9th fret. You're sliding in 9th fret on the G string, 10th fret on the B, 8th fret on the high E, bend the 10th fret up a whole step, release, back down to the 8th fret on the high E, 10th fret of the B, 8th fret of the B, then a whole step bend at the 8th fret on the B string. So that is sort of the phrase that starts the song off, and you can kind of figure out the other phrases based on that, because they all sort of sound alike and start the same way. So just a quick note on the second phrase, you know, right? So he plays this phrase, and now the second phrase here, you want to pinch that note. So, and how you do a pinch harmonic is you want to hold the pick and really put your thumb like towards the bottom of the pick, so that your thumb, when the pick makes contact with the string over the pickup, it's also the string is also hitting your thumb at the same time. So basically, you want to pluck that, you want to pick it normally, but you want your thumb and the pick to hit the string at the same time. So let me just clarify, that is a pinch harmonic that Springsteen is doing. You can hear the right there. He goes back to that 9th fret on the G string. You can hear him throw a little pinch in there. If any of you guys are like metal players out there, or in a Van Halen or something, you use pinch harmonics and you're playing all the time. But if you're playing a lot of Springsteen songs, you might not be totally used to using pinch harmonics. But anyways, Bruce throws it in there, so if you want to make it really authentic, look out for that. Other notes. So I guess I already went over a main phrase, but we're in this main box of A minor pentatonic here. It's these 5 notes. More than anything else. And eventually you come to this position. That's the 14th fret on the G, 13th fret on the B, 15th fret on the B. Again, experimenting with bends and some hammer-ons and pull-offs in there as well. And it's always sliding in just like you're doing here. And that's how Bruce plays it. I watched the live version. He's definitely starting in this position and moving up the neck. So yeah, that is the intro solo. So again, rewind, rewatch for that section. And be very careful of those bends. Make sure they're in tune. Make sure you're bending them at the right speed. Yeah, just listen to the song a ton for the timing on that, because it's not super fast, but it is difficult to play that perfectly in time. So, after the intro solo, we get into the first verse, and there's not too much guitar in the verses of these songs, or the verse of the song, but I'm going to teach you a little bit of progressions. You can just play along anyway. We'll go through this quickly because, again, I want this lesson to be more focused on the lead guitar parts and the soloing aspects, just so you guys can sort of jam on it. But anyways, we'll go through the chord progressions so that through these chord progressions you can sort of have a better understanding of the theory and apply those soloing concepts. So we're starting here with an A minor 7. I'm just playing that by barring the 5th fret across the D, G, B, and high E strings, and letting that open A, leaving an open A on top. We're going from that chord to an E7 suspended, which can leave that open E ringing if you want, the low E. 7 on the A, 6 on the D, 7 on the G, 5 on the B, and also 5 on the high E. So it does that progression 8 times. Then we get to D minor, back to A minor 7, D minor again, E dominant 7. That's when Gary Tallent's doing that really awesome sort of jazzy walk bass line kind of thing. Right? So again, that's D minor to A minor 7, D minor, E dominant 7. And right before we go into that really classic and awesome horn riff, really quick strum on a D minor 7 chord up here into an F dominant 7. So just into the next section. So that is D suspended 4th to D major, A major, F sharp minor, E major. You can also play in different positions on the neck. So that section again is and it repeats before going into a second verse, which is exactly the same as the first verse, which I already showed you. But towards the end, I'll start with that. When the D minor kicks in, we'll start there to go over the second verse. So it goes D minor, A minor 7, D minor, E dominant 7, just like the first verse, that section, right? And this time we're going from a D minor 7 to this. It's a G suspended fourth, which is just like a G major, but you're adding the 5th fret here on the G string and pulling it back off to just make it a regular old G major. And I'm playing it like Jimi Hendrix would, with my thumb over, just to so I can add the pinky here and then just take it off. I know I'm going through these chords quickly, so please rewind and rewatch, and I think you'll be able to pick it up. So anyways, so we go from the G suspended fourth to the G major, G suspended fourth to the G major once again, and now we're into the ooh, what can I do part when Bruce is singing that. So we start here with the C major, we go to an E minor 7, to an F major for half measure, G major for a half measure, A minor. So that's the ooh, what can I do part, which I guess is almost like a bridge or B section of sorts. And then Bruce plays this lick. Kind of an approximation of it, but we're sliding up here. Again, that 14th fret on the G string, 13 on the B, and 15 on the B as well. Right? And you're... And I'll let you rewind and rewatch. You could also bend up to that note at the 20th fret there, but I like just playing kind of like tremolo picking it and sliding up to it. So anyways, that is sort of the build up. And now we enter the breakdown section, which is the awesome first sort of guitar bass breakdown part with Springsteen sort of jamming and playing a lot of licks in A minor pentatonic actually. So he's doing licks like that are what Springsteen's playing. So you want to focus particularly in all those kind of licks that in your just really one of the first scales you probably ever learn. Play licks in there, and also play licks that we were kind of playing earlier in that intro solo. You're more than welcome to move up the neck and play in A minor pentatonic or extensions of that scale. So have fun and experiment there. So after that guitar solo section, we're sort of into the organ solo, which is just amazing. And rest in peace, Danny Federici. It's really cool though, and this is definitely a highlight of him and really all of Bruce's catalog. So anyways, I'll let you sort of figure out that organ solo. It's very similar chord progressions to what we played earlier. You just kind of jam on that as well. So anyways, after the organ solo, we are into verse 3, which is identical to verse 1. So it ends on a D minor 7 to the F dominant 7. Totally identical to verse 1. And after that, we are into the bridge, which sort of goes into the final section where Bruce finally sings, "Kitty's back in town." It's the section of lyrics that come right before that. You're going to be playing, it's an E suspended fourth, It's just like an E major, but you're adding the 2nd fret here on the G string. And you take it off, take the pinky off, and you got an irregular old E major. So anyways, you're doing E suspended 4th to E major 4 times. And then we're into that final section where Bruce sings, "Kitty's back in town." It's F sharp minor, D major, A major, 4 times. And then D suspended 4th to D major, D suspended 4th to D major again, A major, F sharp minor, D major, E dominant 7th. And then we go, just like earlier, we build up to the Ooh, What Can I Do section by playing the G suspended 4th to G major, then again a G suspended 4th to a G major. And then right back into Ooh, What Can I Do, which is really where the song ends. Just like earlier. Okay, so I covered all of the chord progressions and rhythms within this song. Obviously, I think focus on the intro solo. I think you can learn the most from that, and definitely also the breakdown section in the middle. It's a really good one to jam over, and Springsteen doesn't have a lot of sort of jammy songs like this that allow you to really experiment and really solo. So, have fun with that. And of course, I've said this 1,000 times, but rewind, rewatch what I just showed you. It's all here. So, have fun with this one. It's a good one, and again, be mindful of those bends and how you're picking it. Really dig into these strings and make sure you're getting that sort of snarling, biting tone if you can. I'm using my Fulltone OCD again into a Fender Blues Junior amp. But if you're using a Strat or a Tele on the bridge pickup, you can get pretty close to Springsteen's sound. It's that really in your face sort of piercing lead tone that really just sounds best on a Fender guitar. So anyways, thank you for watching, and thank you for all the support. This may be my last video for a little bit. Please like, subscribe, comment if you like what I'm doing, and leave a request. But just a heads up again, this may be my last video for a little while here. I got a busy time in my life coming up. So again, I appreciate the support, and the filming of this video, I'm at a little over 150 subscribers, and just amazing just because I've shared this channel with my family and friends, but otherwise I've done no real promotion. And I know I'm nowhere near the guitar, the YouTube guitar gurus like Marty Schwartz and Justin Sanderco. And also a quick shout out to, I believe his name's Carl Brown, Guitar Lessons 365. I'm a big fan of his as well. He has some fantastic lessons. And Shut Up and Play guitar tutorials are also excellent. But I'm nowhere near that level. But I really do appreciate your support, and I put as much enthusiasm into these videos as I can. So thank you for recognizing that and appreciating that. Obviously, I think my requests, and it seems like this channel in general, seems to be geared towards like Radiohead, Springsteen, and Foo Fighters lessons. But please leave any lessons of songs you think might be sort of similar, or you can kind of tell my music taste just from some of the lessons I've uploaded. So, throw requests out there. I may get to it at some point. And please check out my EP, which is also uploaded to my channel. I uploaded it about a month ago. So check that out. I appreciate the support there. But yeah, that's all I got. Thank you so much for all of you out there for watching, and yeah, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.